Donald Trump is thinking about reopening the economy on May 1st, which would be a little too soon, especially considering California has decided to extend its stay at home order to May 15th. Now, I say this because if Donald Trump were to prematurely open the economy back up in the middle of this pandemic before we really have a firm grasp of the pandemic. So this is something that Jim Acosta asked Trump about in one of his latest press briefings, and here's what he had to say.
How could the administration discuss the possibility of reopening the country when the administration does not have an adequate nationwide testing system for this virus? Don't you need a nationwide testing system for the virus before you reopen?
We have a great testing system. We have the best, right now, the best testing system in the world. But there are certain sections, there are certain sections in the country that are in phenomenal shape already. Other sections are coming online, other sections are going down. And we, in addition to that, are giving out millions of tests, and every day we're doing it exponentially. We're picking up, and what we'll be doing in the very near future is going to certain areas of our country and do massive testing. It's not necessary, but it would be a good thing to have.
Okay, so none of that is true as usual. We have the best testing, not remotely true. We are unbelievably behind in testing. Let me give you guys an example of what South Korea does. And remember, the first case of coronavirus for us in South Korea were nearly the same day, okay? And South Korea immediately had testing all throughout the country. And they would then, once they got somebody who tested positive for coronavirus, they would then track everyone that they had contact with recently. They would go to their homes and provide a test kit for them immediately. They would check back in the next day with results and what they needed to do next. They did this for the entire country immediately. I mean, it was a stunning thing to behold. And they have very, very few cases. We lead the world. We're tripling the second country that has the second most amount of cases. I said that on Twitter, and of course the MAGA goes like, "Oh yeah, well we're also triple the size." No, I'm pretty sure we're not triple the size of China. China is 4 times larger than us. So and so our testing is literally months behind other countries like South Korea and Germany and some of the European countries. So the reason why that's so important is, again, South Korea contained it because they could trace it so much better. We're stabbing in the dark. We're like, I don't know who's got it. People already had it, don't have it anymore. We never found out about them. Who did they have contact with? Who now have it? It's spreading like wildfire. And then we have this buffoon come up and go, we have the best testing in the world. That's what he says about everything. It's not remotely true. And no, you cannot go out and reopen the country without testing, because otherwise you're going to spread it again like wildfire. So whereas if we could do what South Korea did, then we can contain it if we go outside.
So let's hear what else he has to say.
Don't you need that, though, Mr. President, to make sure people are safe going back to work? You don't want to send people back to the workplace.
We want to have it, and we're going to see if we have it. Do you need it? No. Is it a nice thing to do? Yes. We're talking about 325 million people, and that's not going to happen, as you can imagine. And no, it would never happen with anyone else either. Other countries do it, but they do it in a limited form. We'll probably be the leader of the pack.
So that is the second time he said that we do not need widespread testing. And again, look, he's being pressured by the swamp surrounding him to open the economy back up, open the economy back up. That's all they really care about, because Donald Trump wants to get reelected. The only thing that he could turn to say that he's an effective leader is was the economy. And clearly the economy has been completely halted for good reason, because people should not be at work unless they're essential workers. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care about people's lives. I feel like he's begrudgingly following the advice of the medical experts, the adults in the room. But I'm concerned that eventually he's going to stop listening to them, and he's going to give into the pressure by the business community that is really concerned about, of course, their bottom line as opposed to saving human lives.
So a New York Times columnist wrote that we can now dispense with the mythology of America being the greatest country on earth. And look, I don't put too much credence into New York Times columnists, but it's an interesting moment in time, because I had the same sense at the same time. So a lot of you are going to be thinking, of course, wasn't this already obvious? But my point is, I think for the rest of the world, as this carnival barker's incompetence is on full display, and he's peacocking around, showing how absurd and ridiculous he is. I think people in this country even, but certainly outside the country, look at it and go, no, the days of those guys being the leader of the world appear to be over. They keep electing total clowns. It's become a sideshow. It's become a circus. And so there's no way that guy is the leader of the free world. Maybe Angela Merkel. Honestly, there's a lot of China is now incredibly powerful. More persuasively, power is now dispersed. America being the overwhelming leader, well, we need a leader. We need someone who's smart. We need someone who's competent. Instead, this virus has shown we appear to be among the most incompetent countries in the world in dealing with this pandemic. That's literal. We have the most cases by a significant margin. We're about to become number one in the number of deaths, and it's not an accident. That happened because we don't know what the hell we're doing. We have terrible leadership. We're behind in testing, behind in medical equipment, behind in ventilators, behind in every aspect of this, and it's literally killing us.